Joining me now, Mercedes Schlapp, White House Director of Strategic Communications. Mercedes, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Lots of strategy and a lot of communicating on the issue that cropped up over the course of this weekend. Tell me what you can about the meeting that Brett Kavanaugh had at the White House today.
Well, I can't get into any specifics of the meeting, but I will tell you that Brett Kavanaugh, as we know, Judge Kavanaugh, has made it very clear that he believes that this is a completely false allegation. This is something that we very much stand with Brett Kavanaugh. As the president has mentioned, we do want a thorough process. We want to make sure everything is right when it comes to what the Senate Judiciary Committee has agreed upon. But with that being said, of course, Judge Kavanaugh is someone with impeccable credentials, someone who I know personally, Martha, someone who I spent many hours in an office working through important judicial nominees back in the day in the Bush administration, and it's someone who I respect greatly, and really is someone that, as we know, has a very strong character, and of course should be able to defend his integrity during this process.
Can you say that the White House is 100% committed to seeing the Kavanaugh nomination through?
Absolutely. We are 100% committed to standing with Judge Kavanaugh. As we know, he is someone who is incredibly respected in the legal circles, someone who has received bipartisan support from the legal community, someone who comes with incredibly strong credentials, is very well respected. And
let me just ask you, did the president speak with him personally, Mercedes?
No, the president has not spoken with Judge Kavanaugh today. As we know, Judge Kavanaugh has been calling several senators. Yeah. And the key is, obviously, as Judge Kavanaugh has said, he was not even aware of who this accuser was before she had identified herself. This is a completely false allegation, and it's incredibly disturbing that Senator Feinstein would have brought this up at the last minute, which, as we know, we've gone through 4 days of lengthy public hearings with Judge Kavanaugh. They had a closed session where they were able to talk about these sensitive topics. He had to respond to over 1,000 written questions, and now at the last minute we're seeing Senator Feinstein bringing this up. I just think it's incredibly disturbing. It's incredibly unfortunate that now we have to delay this process.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions about the timing and the motivation for all of this. Nonetheless, in this Me Too environment that we are all operating in now, is there concern at the White House about what a potentially long, drawn-out process might mean politically as you head into the midterms?
Look, the key here is that we know that the president wants a thorough process, and we're going to let the Senate Judiciary Committee proceed with that. Her voice, the accuser's voice, should be heard. With that being said, I can tell you I stand as someone who knows Judge Kavanaugh, someone who's known him for over 17 years, who's seen him in a professional setting, in a social setting, and he is someone with the utmost character, someone who is a friend, and I just feel that this is incredibly unfortunate that he's having to go through
about his character, and that you've known him a long time. We do know now that the hearing is set for a week from today, from next Monday, the 24th, I believe, of September, and it will be a public hearing. So this is going to turn into, something we haven't seen the likes of which since the Anita Hill hearings. Is that something that this White House has the stomach for?
Look, I think that at the end, we know that becoming the next Supreme Court justice is such an incredible responsibility, something that Judge Kavanaugh is ready for the task. He has been open. He has been transparent. He's been someone who has obviously already served in administration, has gone through 6 FBI background checks, has been given over 32 hours of testimony. We know for a fact that the Democrats from day one have been wanting to stall this process. From day one, we know that the vast majority of these Democrats, if not all, are saying they're not going to support Brett Kavanaugh.
In fact,
so
they
this is a last-minute political tactic by the Democrats to stall this process. We know that Judge Kavanaugh is qualified. He's someone who's incredibly respected. And there's so many of these women who have known him for a very long time.
We're about to speak to 2 of them in just a moment. I got to go, but very quickly, has the White House discussed any backup plan if the Kavanaugh nomination derails about who might follow?
As the president said, he said it earlier, it's like that's just even a ridiculous thought in terms of making making sure that we are very focused on getting Judge Kavanaugh confirmed. Of course, we're going to let this process go through, but at the end of the day, we stand with Judge Kavanaugh. We know he's a man of great character, and I'm very proud to call him my friend.
Thank you very much, Mercedes. Good to see you tonight. Mercedes Schlapp
so
from the
much.
White House.